What's up, everybody? My name is Sebastian Bleak, and I'm off the clock with the homie Gary. What's up, Gary?
Yep. What it do? What it do? How you doing, brother?
Man, where you at? Oh, there he is. I can barely see you. I can see your left eye. There he is. What's up, man?
Oh.
I thought I was. What's going on with you, man?
Oh, there we go. That's why you're saying that. I got you. I'm all the way in now. All the way in.
Nah, because you look super creepy. It's just like you were like hiding off to.
I know. Well, look, here's the thing. I was over here like this. I just had to slide to the left.
Right on.
Just had to slide. See, a little bit there. It was good.
I see you all over the place. I like it. Ah, damn. That was dope. Sorry. It's because like there's boxes and it reminded me of Imprint. I was like this like old shenanigans they would be up to.
Oh, speaking of old shenanigans, you remember the time that I squeezed into the glass display case?
Ooh,
in the
I got
front?
that picture. I think still on my phone somewhere. Booters took it, right?
Yes, today is the 7-year anniversary of that day.
Ah, that's dope.
Thank you, Facebook, for that reminder
Shout out, Facebook.
of my high levels of maturity at
That one.
extended ages.
The other one that haunts me, it's not an Imprint one though. It's when I'm on that mechanical Donald Duck by your house.
Oh!
That was dope.
That one, or the one where I'm like, looks like I'm crawling out of an old payphone.
Yeah. Those were the shoots,
Why?
though, man. Those were the shoots. I like that.
It was good. Those were the K-Town days, brother. That was good. Some wings from Angelinos, brother.
Ah, fool, I haven't had that in a while,
Yeah.
man. You tripping now?
I'm saying.
I have to get that soon. Hey, you can be here on Wednesday, fool. I think they're open when you're down here. So.
Tell them we want extra feathers.
Hell yeah. Oh man, they always hook it up with the feathers. That's no issue. Forgot about that. Oh man, so what's up, fool? You ready to show me some? I want to learn some color correction stuff, dude. Show me.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna show you my stuff. All right, so we're gonna go into Adobe Bridge.
Dope.
All right, so this is how I sort through the hundreds of photos that I take for every mask, and then slowly sort through and pick out I do too many. Photographers will tell you should only have like maybe 2 or 3 from a set. I usually go like 12.
So are you a spray and pray guy or what?
What's that?
Are you a spray and pray guy?
Spray? No. I get that. I think it's like I'm documenting a 3-dimensional object, and so like I want a shot of it from left and right, front and back, and then you gotta count the.
Ooh, I'll go even deeper. It's an art piece. You're trying to get all the details.
Yeah, well, yeah. And it's really like it's a story, and a lot of times this is all I have. The only time I have with the mask to document it for so many of my fans to see, because only one person ends up with that mask and gets to like spend their days with it if they want to.
That's true.
So
I know there's been a couple that like you didn't have a gang of photos of, and it bummed you out. So I feel you.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a few that haunt me, and I hope to get back to. But back to the lecture at hand. So what I do is I use Adobe Bridge, and I literally will click through, and when one stands out, I give it a star. And eventually you end up with, oh look, I whittled it down to 66. That's still too many. And you go through and you pick out the next level. That's 2 stars, 3 stars. Eventually you end up with kind of your top that you're going to color correct. This isn't the final roundup because this Stormtrooper helmet is going to be photographed along with the Darth Vader helmet and the Kobe Imperial Guard helmet.
Nice.
A little, the Empire Trio, all out of Nikes. So that worked out pretty well. So yeah, we're gonna color correct some today. I figured we'd do at least one of my floating heads. That's what I call them. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Whenever I do a mask, there are model shots where a person is wearing them, and other ones where it's on a display head and it looks like it's just floating. So that's one on the website right there. And really what that is the head is sitting on a tripod or a stand of some sort. And so we'll just start with this one right here, I think.
That's dope, man. By the way, I just recently showed off a similar workflow for Bridge like a week or two ago.
Oh, nice.
So that's pretty dope. I like how you do that. I like it because you could star them like from 1 to 5. You could reject them without deleting them.
Yes.
And then
and I should also say this. Say there was like a few that I wanted to combine for, say like an ad or something. Oh, these two go together. I'm gonna go ahead and slap this like approved label on it.
Oh, nice.
And you can okay, oops, that isn't. I don't even know what I did right there. Clicky clicky. Don't do that. So like, these are all on a black backdrop, so we'll label it to do. And like, it doesn't really matter what it says. You got green or purple. You know what those groups.
I like that. I didn't even touch on that, man. That's dope.
I'm trying to think of like what other ones. If this was like, if I was done and doing this all as a set, what I would do is select everything and go File Info, and add all the metadata in there. I have a standard. Let's just go ahead and do it. If I have to correct it later, I gotta correct it. So I have the generic stuff, but this is the Nike Command Force Stormtrooper helmet by Freehand Profits. Boom. This is the old way. We do it like that now. It's the 115th sneaker mask by Freehand Profit. And it's made from 2 pairs of Nike Command sneakers. Boom. That's all they need to see. We'll add a few specific.
Yeah, the keywords are dope, so you could always go back and find them real quick. Like, if a year from now you want to find one of these, it should make it a little bit easier for you to find them.
I think it also helps with when you're looking for them on obviously like Google and everything like that. Yeah, exactly. For other people to find them.
The other thing I was gonna throw in there for you with the rating and all that is, do you ever use the filter to kind of like filter down, like just so you could look at just the 3 stars?
Yeah, actually, that's what we're looking at.
Oh, I see you right. Oh yeah, when you went over there, I saw you.
And so what I should do is show you what a finalized one looks like. So let's show off. Bouncing around on one of my favorites, the Solar Red joint.
That's dope.
All right. So, and this is a folder of all the raw files, and you see I had. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's do sort by rating.
See those knuckles?
That was a 3-star. That picture didn't even make the cut. So like, maybe come back and like work on that. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and copy one of these to the desktop so I do something with it later on. But yeah, so like there's the 2 stars. We got the 3s, the 4s, the 5s, and then that's all the raw stuff that I don't need no more. Then we have the 5-star. We got Photoshop versions. We got full res with no watermarks. We have Instagram squared down to sized down to a square, and the web version for uploading to the website and everything like that.
I like it.
And then you go. Thank you. So that's how it's supposed to look. And right now we're working on, what is that, 115. And we're gonna, we're working on this one right here. There we go. All right. So I'm working in the raw file. So I'm in
camera raw.
raw.
You're going in raw. I like it.
Raw. Yeah, raw. Ooh, baby, I like it raw. And you know, I'm sure there's some snobs out there that don't like sliding it, but I slide it back and forth. My eyes will tell me when it's right.
What are you using right now? Are you using a mouse, tablet?
I am using a mouse for this part. I'll be pulling up the. Well, I'm using a mouse on my Wacom Cintiq 21.
Gotcha.
So it's my monitor and it's my Wacom tablet.
The only reason I asked is like with the sliders. I like using the sliders when I got my when I have a stylus. It just
really.
Yeah.
Let me try that. I wanna.
It just I don't know. Kind of lends
Guess
itself.
I should. Yeah, it's not bad. I like it. All right, let's see. So yeah, I just tweak until it's about right. It's important that you have bright whites, but that you're not blowing out your highlights. That's why you drop the highlights down a little bit, but bring the whites up. Shadows, you're bringing out some of the darker stuff. Blacks, we'll drop that down so you got some deep shadows. Color balance looks about right. Vibrance is good. We're gonna go ahead and open that up. Oh, I had tried to open it twice. I don't need to do that. Oh, so one of the other things that I usually do when, like, if this was a finalized roundup of color corrections, is everything would already be renamed, like a batch rename in Adobe Bridge. So that when I come in here, I can just hit save as and it'll be Photoshop ready.
Cool.
Let's see, we're going to duplicate this layer so we have a copy of the original in there. And I am going to use the spot healing brush. There's a few different ways I'll do this, but let's just get the mess out the way first. You notice I didn't do it real close to the helmet because it pulls that content from the stuff around it.
Yeah, I guess
so
the information is close.
Exactly. And it's not really good around the edge either. So really, a lot of it is with my pressure-sensitive stylus and the rubber stamp, and one of my favorite new tools. This came out in CS5, the mixer brush.
Yeah.
This is, oh my god, like seriously, I've never been fanboy for an Adobe tool. Like, I've always been working with Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop since middle school. I say always, but, and so like, it's all I know. It's not like I would go to anybody else. But I've never been wahoo about any update. And when I read about the mixer brush, I kind of went from 6 to midnight.
I feel you.
So now I can just kind of airbrush that in. Let's go ahead and I'll clean it up a little bit. Little texture's good. Sometimes the light's a little harsh.
So I had already guessed that you were gonna do the spot healing, but that was cool to see you get down with the mixer brush too. That was cool.
Well, and you know, sometimes I do like to go back to the other healing tool, but you know, as easy as that is right there, I still kind of hate going back and forth.
Not for you.
But I'll kind of just bounce around, give it a good cleanup, so nothing's like really distracting. Some of these things I actually plan to do to the actual mask.
What shoes are these, bro?
These are the Nike Command Force. And it's the second Stormtrooper that I've made. The first one is the classic style from the original movies. And this is based off of the First Order, which is, you know, the newer style that just came out.
The good version.
hilarious.
The new and improved. I like it.
Alright, so like that, I mean that's that right there. So that's looking pretty good. I'm actually gonna duplicate this layer. I'm gonna tweak it forward a little bit. Gives it a little sense of motion. Size it up, not too much, just about there. And with the, the same layer or similar layer behind it, there's not too much of a overlap to worry about down there in that corner. I'm using my bracket tools to size up my brush, of course. And that's that. Now, this one's not so bad, but sometimes the paper backdrop leaves a little bit of like wonkiness, a little waviness.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and I'm putting a feather on my lasso tool, and then I'm selecting all, and then holding Alt to subtract from the selection.
Nice. Look at you. Turning into a keyboard cowboy, bro. I like it.
Dude, you're about who the company you keep. So I was around you for so many years designing an imprint that I know I better be using shortcuts. Now, I'm looking for my Gaussian blur, and we have it at like a 27 pixel feather, so I know I can go at least that. I'm gonna push it to like 30 and hope that there's not too much of a halo. I don't see any. That looks pretty good. If I really want to do it again, I can make it a bigger selection, blur it, Gaussian, and then push it even more. Kind of like we were just talking about with the spot healing tool. It pulls from content aware, so it pulls from stuff near it. The Gaussian blur will pull in colors from either the mask or what it thinks should be outside the edge. But we're looking pretty good there.
It looks clean. I like you smoothed everything out, basically. Kind of like gave it a little facelift. I like it.
You're gonna like this. Do you see what toolbox I have open down here?
I see you got some adjustments.
I don't do anything in the image adjustments no more. Slap on the wrist if you do. Throw in adjustment layers like this brightness contrast, and that way if I want to change it later, I can. Or let's say like, that looks really cool because you can really see the stark contrast. It's a little overdone. I could even drop the opacity over here, and it'll kind of like ease up. So it's just another dial, so you can have it like just right.
Yeah, it's
perfect
cool.
medium rare.
It's not like baked in there either. Like you could always go back and make adjustments afterwards. That's my favorite part.
Exactly. And then we both just used cooking metaphors for. So.
I'm hungry because I haven't eaten yet. And by the way, Justin and Michael say, I know. There you go. Get motivated, bro. Get motivated. Actually, you're a minute late.
All right. True enough. I'm about to throw in my levels too.
I was gonna tell you real quick. Justin and Michael said, "What's up?" They're hanging out in the chat right now, watching you do your business.
Yeah, what up, Justin and Michael?
All right, go for it, bro.
The homie Brian's calling me right now. I'll have to hit him up. I'm gonna be in San Diego this weekend, so
dude, how big is this kid now?
San Diego fam. What's that?
How big is this kid now?
Oh man. Yeah, dude, Mars is a riot. I got to see them last month when I was in town.
Right on.
All right. I got my levels. I got my brightness and contrast. I'm actually going to pull up color balance because there's so much white, and I don't want it to look yellow or too blue. I like that. Oh, okay. I did one other thing that I skipped over something because I'm not doing the full set. But when I really open up this raw file, you see how those settings are saved? I always will save this preset and that's Command Force Trooper on white. I don't need to open that up, but that way
I like it, dude.
I'm doing this right over here. And now I can go apply presets, Command Force Trooper on white. That's ready to go. That has the same thing. And then, so here's where it gets randy again. I should have my, hold on, before we get too ahead of ourselves, I'll go ahead and pull up another recent mask color correction. Oh, look at that. That hasn't released yet.
There you
Look,
go.
don't look.
I'm getting some screen grabs right now.
Yeah. Send them the hype beast.
For sure.
Let's see. So we're gonna drop that in the corner. I meant to bring it over here, so let's go ahead and pull it there. Where are we at? There we go. Boom. And then, because watermarks are not supposed to be cool anymore, I make them.
I like it, dude. You're killing it, man. You're killing it. To be real, man, some of the stuff I'm just that I noticed right now that you're doing is cool. I like how organized you are, because I'm telling you, man, I'm still used to how we used to get down back in the day. So I like how organized you are. I like how automated you are. I like that you're like saving your presets and stuff, so you could always come back to them. Even just seeing you playing around with like floating panels, like you're not scared of the workspace. You know, I see a couple because I've been.
Definitely got to get in there. You know what I really miss though is having two screens, because I would definitely have all of this moved on to the screen to the right. Probably have like Netflix forensic files playing in the little screen in the corner. Because it's tedious work. You know, I'll spend 3, 4, maybe even 6 hours. Color correcting a set.
Right.
You know, it's more behind the scenes stuff that folks might never see. You know what?
Well, Justin says this is sick, so he's pretty excited.
Yeah, we're gonna do another one too, because we got the modeled shots, and sometimes those can be a little trickier. We'll go ahead and leave that open. Who knows? We might want that. I'm gonna leave this up to y'all. Which one of these is standing out to y'all? Who want to see what? I was thinking this one in the bottom right because it's dark, but I can make it pop out again. These two right here, you see, I'm kind of playing with. I've been trying to change the tone, maybe make it look like more of a night shot.
That would be cool because the background kind of steals the show on that one. This looks dope. I like, I like that the crown one. That one's sick. Let's see what I'm waiting to see what Justin picks because he's like in a little bit of a lag.
Oh, there's another one there. Yeah. Hold, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go blow my nose real quick.
Go do that, bro. I know he's gonna go blow his nose right now because it's 4:26. That's usually when he blows his nose.
Ah!
Let me see. So right now Justin's feeling image 1515. He likes saying top mid and all that stuff, but they be moving around, so I'd rather give you the label. He said bottom left, top mid. No, I'm just yapping, man.
Oh, good. Yeah, let me know. Let me know.
Let's see. He's saying, I think he likes image 1515.
1515. Yeah, that's kind of a strong one right there.
He also said 1712.
1712. Yeah, that one's kind of dark. I think that might be the one to go with, but I think there's some good color adjustments to do to 1515. Right. It's only 4:30, so you know I got time. I'm watching the stray cat wander through our yard. He's like the anti-Digby. He's like fluffy but an outdoor cat, so he's dingy. Hey.
Oh man, so that's like if Digby was in the wild.
Yeah. Like if there's like an Antichrist or like a Venom to Spider-Man, that's the one. All right.
And then what do you call it? Justin's getting like a Call of Duty vibe off of those.
Ooh, I can feel that.
There
Oh,
you
right. Pop that. Oh, I didn't want to open all those. See that?
go. Oh,
There we go.
snap.
Let's go with this one. Because this one's dark. And let's see. Brighten that up. Kinda I stay kind of away from contrast. Let's see, highlights. I'm not gonna bring that down too far. Shadows, though, let's see what we can do. Tough call. Thought this was gonna be an obvious one, but this is one I think I would probably play with for a bit. Because when you even it out, you lose the power of the photo.
Right.
Right. Also, like if I say I have it to where I like it, but it's like down here in the 28s, I'm like, that's too much too early. Let me dial that in. So I'll pull that down to like a 15. Same thing with clarity. As tempting as it is to just like slam it up.
That's me all day. Yep.
That's and look, it's in style. I had a young buck hit me up in the DMs on Instagram. Telling me that I should do my photos like this. He's like, if you did this to your photos, they would look a lot better. And I'm like, well, I've been color correcting 20 years of photos, and less is more. And
yeah, that HDR thing kind of came and went, and some people were still trying to hold on to it, like this crazy HDR
right?
effect. Yeah.
Let's see. All right. So that's probably about right.
That's dope. By the way, I wanted to wait for you to go ahead and apply it, because it was funny when you said that about contrast. I'm a contrast guy. Not like you should be, but I'm just saying I like adding. That's a Sebastian Bleak thing. It's like Sebastian Bleak. I love putting a bunch of contrast and stuff like that. I end up actually for a camera raw. I started off hitting auto, and then I'll go back and I adjust back to what I like, because I think auto kind of does too much.
Neat. That's smart. That's smart. I got something for you. So here, I gotta like center this because it's not quite compositionally right. But you don't want to lose too much info. Like the light between the legs might be good. You might need to crop it out. You don't want to have like just a little bit, because then there's like some little speck of light that's like a weird
distraction.
Yeah, exactly. So, but then if I go there, then you can't quite make out this little mopedy thing. So, am I gonna take that out, or am I gonna leave that in and maybe I crop it up here and take out that distraction up top, and then that looks pretty good. I like that info, that like pipe right there. It's a little off kilter. We're gonna rotate it, and then we gotta make it fit back into frame. Not too much though. Let's see. I think that might be about where I would put it.
Cool.
Ooh.
So yeah, what's dope about that is you're playing around with the what do you call it? The decision-making process of it. That's cool. I like that shit.
Yeah, and like composition is something that like I definitely take in consideration when I'm shooting, but sometimes it's if you can do what I just did, totally rotate it, and like, okay, there's a little sliver in this corner that I gotta come in and fix up. I don't think that's gonna be a problem at all, especially not with this thing right here.
What you got?
We got a little, what am I doing? The rubber stamp tool, right? Fill the space in, and then that weird little line, oops, forgot I switched back to the healing brush tool. And that makes that way easier to deal with.
Yep, and when you zoom out, nobody's even gonna notice.
At all, right? And like, especially when, okay, let me drop in a blank layer, pull up my brush tool, grab that one, that brush, which is pressure sensitive to how much ink, paint, whatever is applied. Opacity, yes. We're gonna push it up to slam my brush bigger, and oop, too much of a vignette, right? Too strong still. Hit the 4 key, and I'm at 40%. That's good. We're just gonna make this dramatic lighting even more dramatic. And it's too much, so we drop the opacity. Yeah, it's pretty good. You know, it still feels a little flat in the helmet, although it is catching the light a little funny right here. Let me grab my mixer brush tool. And this, my mixer brush tool, I really don't play with the settings too much. The load is at 1%, pause. But that's as low as it'll go. I don't think you can do a 0% load. Pause.
I like that. You gotta say it.
I got to. When you're talking about loads, there's a little distraction right there.
I think, what do you call it? Justin probably said it for you as he's listening.
As he was listening?
Yeah.
See? That was for Justin. Pause. Alright. Let's go ahead and put some contrast layer in.
Props on that highlight area too, by the way, man. A lot of people would have blown that out and not really noticed what they were doing. I still see some good detail in there. The top right area is pretty cool.
Oh, see?
Like, instead of just blowing it out, you know, it's cool that you still got some info back there. So
that's that classic photography from high school. I had an excellent photography teacher named Kim Basinger, believe it or not.
Right on. Was he cool to you? He's a nice guy?
She was great. Let's see. I like the modeled shots because I can play around with the color a little bit. Because when you have this much information in the photo, your eye kind of accepts the variance in color a little bit more. If that makes sense. Like, you know what color like grass is. So if it's a little bit pinkish, your eye accepts everything else that is also a little bit pinkish, if that makes sense. Oh, I think Hank is dreaming. Let's see what type of dream he has. Sometimes he be howling. They're in their crates because they ate something outside and now they got farts that smell like death.
Oh man, who's locked up? Everybody? You got both the dogs locked up, or
just for now? They're on a little timeout till they fart themselves out a bit.
And what about Digby? Is he locked up too, or he gets to roam free?
Nah, he's sleeping. He's sleeping on the floor. I'm looking at him right now. He's free range chicken right now.
The boss. He's a boss.
This is looking pretty good. Hey, here's an old trick that sometimes I do if things are a little bit fuzzy that you showed me to do. I duplicated the layer. I'm gonna go to other. Oh, not offset. What am I doing? High pass, right? Yep, there we go. You don't want it to be too fuzzy. That should do the trick. Hit that on overlay. Down, makes it a little bit sharper.
Yep. Yeah, good one. Yeah, that's awesome.
And then what I should do is I'm just gonna, since I saved it, I'm gonna be bad and merge those layers just so it's easy for me to do this. That's the final. Bam.
Damn, bro, you're so naughty. You don't? Do you like smart objects?
In Photoshop, I don't.
Right on.
I should say I don't use them. I probably could find ways to work with them. I use them in my videos in Photoshop. How would they be used in this situation?
So like for this one, right now when you flatten everything, you can actually grab all those layers, right click, and turn it into.
Usually I'll do like this. I'll do a group from layers.
And then you still have access to them. But if you turn it into a smart object, it's kind of it's pretty much like flattening them, but you can still go back in there later on anyway. So you have that one there. If you double click on the thumbnail.
So I could double click and it'll open up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And you always have access to.
I fucks with that because that's basically like working with a vector smart object, and it's up in Illustrator. Boom! I fucks with that. Next time we're doing this, you're gonna be like, oh.
And the other thing I would use it for too is you duplicated your layer and started adding those stuff to it. I would just turn it into a smart object first, and then just keep it like that, because that way inside the smart object you'll have the original image with all the original pixels even. So like let's say like right now, if you were to shrink this image down so that you can use it on the web, you could go into your smart object and you'll still have all the resolution in there, even though you change like the pixel environment here.
We're gonna walk through that on the next one. You cool with that?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Because there's one other thing that I haven't showed you about the workflow, which is look at my pre-recorded actions and
nice. Look at you.
Vertical resize, horizontal resize, and IG resize.
Look at you.
Automated.
Dude. I like that.
Automated. Right. There goes Dusty Digby again.
Digby.
All right. The second pick was which one? This one, right? Let's do this one.
Yeah.
Boom. Right. I'm gonna do my thing in here. Get that color right. Brighten that up. Contrast. Highlights. Shadows. I think I'm gonna drop the shadows.
Hey, dude, not to take away from your piece, but that piece in the background is dope too.
It's fire, right? Like
those colors are stupid, dude. They don't make no sense.
The whole yard was crazy in New York City.
Right on. Shout out to NY.
Pretty sure we were in the Bronx. We were out by my boy Figs. That's who's modeling this right here from 8 and 9.
Oh, right on. What's up, Figs?
Yeah, that was a dope shoot. We shot this, and we also shot the Yeezy Horus mask in the same yard. So those other shots from that set are from that. I'll pull that up. This was before the Get Down, but I'm pretty sure if I saw this now, I'd be like, I feel like I'm in an episode of the Get Down. I was just like, man, I thought I time traveled to Wild Style.
Freehandprofit.com.
Yeah, I'm pulling up those New York shots. That's not it. That was done in the living room in Fairfield, California. All right. Well, that loads with my slow internet. We're going back here. Cool. So you're saying, okay, first of all, I need to save as and make sure this is set. All right. So you're saying convert to smart object from the back.
And you're good. That's it.
And then you hit edit contents to.
Oh, like you ready to start? What do you want to do? You want to add? No.
Well, I guess I would just
go back to you have it as smart object. You good?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to use, you can use camera raw right now. You could add any of your adjustments to it right now. You could do pretty much whatever you want.
All right. And it'll still have the original somewhere in its history.
Yep. And even right now, like, you know how you're resizing? So let's
Yeah.
say you shrink it 25%, right? And you commit to it. And then you increase it back to its original 100%. If it wasn't a smart
you still
object,
have all the
yeah,
resolution?
yeah, you still keep it.
Oh.
And if it wasn't a smart object, you would be pixelating it. You'd be like stretching it out.
Smart. I definitely got to start using this.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good though. There's not a whole lot of editing to do to this one. I gotta say.
Pat yourself on the back, bro.
I can't take all the credit. The writer did a lot of killer work on this one.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Let's get a picture of that full piece up. So I know I got some of those.
That fool got down, man. I wish I could get down like that.
Yo, look at this.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's dope. That's super dope. I like that. That tip. The tip is sick.
The figure, yeah.
The tip is super swaggy.
Yo, I'm trying to see some more of these. Look, you can tell it's not the graph's not even in focus, and it's just lit. Boom, boom, and these are the ones that don't make the cut.
Exclusive.
Exclusive.
I need to get like some sound effects, bro. Next time you come.
Is that Beso or Deso? I'm not sure.
It looks like Bessel.
Right? It is, right?
Yep, looks like Bessel.
So shout out Beso, because that shit is fire.
Super.
Boom.
That's dope.
All right. So, Mr. Sebastian Bleak, what else do you want to go over? You said you got some things that you're going to show me.
Yeah, man. So let me see.
Should I click stop sharing?
Yeah. You're good.
I don't
dude.
like sharing, so I'm not going to share no more.
That was dope, man. Thank you for showing us how you get down. Really, dude, this is just based off of what you and I talked about last week.
All right.
So I want to show you a little bit of my workflow. So give me 1 second.
Am I going to be able to see it? Or do I need to tune in?
Everybody can see what I'm doing right now, but you can't because I'm trying to set you up right now.
It's a setup. I knew it.
Yeah, nah, that's not too bad of a setup. But anyway, Justin sees. Oh no, he can't even see it. I blocked him out too. Let's see. All right, so I'm gonna go to Skype right now so I can share my screen with you, and then when you can see.
Everyone's just looking at me.
Nah, they're looking at my Rocky logo right now. I put that up when.
I'm stuck.
I put my Rocky logo up whenever. What do you call it? Oh, there's your mask. Whenever I'm trying to arrange my scenes or something like that, I just throw Rocky up. We can see your mask though. That's dope. Let's see. All right, let me know when you can see my screen, bro.
I can see your screen, bro.
All right, cool. Now Justin should be able to see it, and everybody else. All right, so last week, dude, we talked about cropping in Illustrator a little bit, and you asked me how to do it, and I didn't know. So now I know. So I'm back.
Hey, knowing is half the battle.
Go Joe. But like,
Exactly.
yeah, dude. Last week I didn't have time. This week I got time, so I'm gonna show you.
All right.
All right. So
Yes.
there's a couple steps to it just because it's there's a difference between linked images and embedded images. So I'm sure you know the difference, but I'm gonna still walk you through it anyway. All right. So I'm gonna paste in the image. All right. Now this image is embedded into my document. You can tell it is because over here at the top, see it says unembed, right? You see that?
Nice.
All right, cool. So that lets me know that it's actually in the document. So it's making this document bigger or whatever. It lives in here. So over here at the top, it says crop image. Clicking on that, it just changes these little handles. See that?
Right. Righteous.
So then it just starts working like your regular transformation boxes, right?
Hey, there you go. Right.
And then apply. Boom. That's it. It cropped out.
Nice.
So Command Y is gone.
It's still embedded, but it takes up less space, less size.
We basically cut off those pieces at the end. Now, the reason I mentioned the embedded versus linked, this is a linked image right here. All right. So if I hit crop, see, I get this little warning. So this is kind of what I wanted to make sure we were able to see this warning here. Now, this is just saying that like cropping the link file, basically you're going to embed this image in here. The only reason they want to warn you about that is two things. One is going to make your file size larger because now all the pixels live in here. Because when it's a linked image, it's just like a window looking at an image that's stored on your machine somewhere. So here, Illustrator is saying like we're about to embed it. We're going to bring it in here. And it's not going to affect the original. It's all right, cool. So let's say I want to get rid of those dope Thunder 4s. Get rid of that.
How could you, bro?
There we go. The client didn't like what I was trying to do there. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. And it's cool, right? So there we go. Like the kicks are gone.
Beautiful.
Whatever. But what I wanted to show you too is that like if I bring back, let me see. Here I'm placing the image, right? I'll do the same pawn shot that I had. Click and drag to bring this guy in. It still has the kicks in there because this is just linked. So all I wanted to show you is that we didn't harm the OG one. There wasn't no issues with that.
You didn't cut up the Thunder Force for real?
For real, nah. So this one we made a copy of it. That new copy lives in here inside of Illustrator, and that way we don't damage our original. Cool?
Awesome.
All right, so that's one thing I was going to show you. The other one, I want to mimic this thing you did last time. Now, I liked your workflow for the way you set up your templates and stuff like that you're going to follow for your illustrations. That was dope. Like, you have one guy over here. Get it, Gary, get it. You have one guy there. And check this out, too, actually. Let me see. When I hit crop, over here, dude, you could pick a specific resolution that you want to see. So like you go with original, you go with screen, whatever. You could pick your resolution there.
Right on.
All right, so let me see. One thing I saw you do was let's say this is a guy you wanted to use as a template. I think you know about this workflow already, where you double click on this and then turn this into a template and click OK.
You know, I've done it a few times, but somehow it never ends up repeating in my workflow. Maybe I just need to make a habit out of it.
All right, so the only thing I like about this is it does all those things kind of that you did, but it'll take care of it all at once. And there's an added benefit. If I hit Command Y, I actually still get to see my image because Illustrator understands it's a template. And sometimes I need that in my workflow, and that's why. So I'm not telling you to do it this way. I just kind of show you. I was just kind of show you like a workflow that's kind of common. It's a common workflow.
Yeah.
And then so like
I'm gonna have to work with that.
If you ever need to dig around in here, see it's locked, so you can't move it. You have to create another one. Notice it's kind of like italicized. It's letting you know it's a template. You could also change the dimming. You don't even have to dim it. You could change it to whatever you want. But it's just kind of cool that Illustrator will recognize it as a dim. I like that you actually use your template as a layer above where you're drawing. I've never seen that before, dude. That was so cool.
I think I started doing that thinking about animators because I always thought I would go into animation as a kid drawing cartoons. So like Photoshop came natural to me because I was always thinking about like
cells,
multiple layers, like exactly, the cell on top of a background, and maybe there's something else going on over here. So
because I usually see it like this, where you have your drawing layer above the template, like where you have swap these guys around just like that. So your template is below, and you're covering your template as you go. I thought it was cool how you did it, by the way. Another thing, a little workflow tip thing that I was looking at. Now, you also had like a small version of it, like over here or something like that, so you could see what you were doing.
Yeah.
That was dope. The other, I like having that one there. The other thing I was gonna bring up too is, do you ever play around with your navigator when nobody's looking?
No. Sometimes I have the little copy off to the side as like something that I may go back to. I may not even be looking at it. But that's something to consider for sure, especially with bigger pieces, so you can kind of keep track of where you are and like how it's editing the whole piece.
There you go. So that's pretty much the main thing I wanted to show you about that. That like, dude, there's times where you know, I'm zoomed in like this. So I don't, and I'm drawing away, right? And I don't really see
Yeah.
what I'm doing. But over here in the
Yeah,
navigator,
yeah,
it'll
yeah.
give
And it's
you.
a good reminder that you're like working on this much space on your flyer or whatever it is. No, it's and on top of that, just it's good art practice to step back from your work. I have Betsy to remind me to do that all the time.
So,
But that's what the navigator allows you to do. It allows you to be in it and also looking, stepping back and looking at it as well. So,
yeah, I really like this feature too. You could move that square around and see
right.
like it updates as you go. So you could just kind of move around there. What else?
Definitely.
This is just a little throw-in one. I covered this a couple of weeks ago. You could actually save views, and what that means is like, let's say, I don't know, you're vectorizing this rock or something like that. And you need to keep coming back to this view.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never tried that before.
New view.
Save view. Huh.
Okay. Now, if I need to go back to that exact same view over and over again, just click on the Gary view.
Boom.
And even better,
Right.
let's see. Actually, where's it at? Over here in your keyboard shortcuts, under menu commands, it'll be right here. So like view. See right here it says custom view 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, whatever.
Yeah.
So you could set keyboard shortcuts for these, and the view will be specific for each document. So like, even though I set this one up called Gary, if I open up another document, it's not going to remember that exact same view, but it'll remember that view 1 has a keyboard shortcut called whatever, and you could set them up for each one like that.
That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. I like that. It makes me think of something that I thought you were going to tell me in Photoshop about. It's like saving versions of it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Like comps?
That might be what I'm thinking of. Layer comps.
Yep. Those are
When
dope.
I was merging stuff together and you were showing me as a smart object, like, because there's always like 3 or 4 ways to do anything in Adobe, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So you know, there's like the new fast way. There's the keyboard shortcut.
Yeah.
There's the old way. There's the like, bro, like you need to refresh yourself a little bit way.
Yeah.
So, because again, with it's groups or layers or sub layers, like all of those things do similar things and allow for similar workflows. It just depends on how you set it up. So that's interesting.
Yeah, man. For them too, it's just like, I get it now. Before I used to be like, man, why do they have so many different ways to do all these things? But now I get it, man. It's like there's millions of users, dude. Everybody got their own workflow, so they got to kind of try to adapt to everybody in a sense. It can be frustrating, but I see what they're trying to do.
Most definitely.
The last thing I was gonna bug you for, bro, I'm not gonna go too deep into it because Justin's on here. I was thinking he wasn't gonna be on to hear this, so because he's a big ass Kendrick fan, man. I wanted to ask you, what'd you feel about Damn?
Oh man. Okay, you're gonna get me in some hot water. I'm still listening to it.
Yeah, he's not feeling it. He's not feeling it, Justin.
Feeling it. I think my expectations were higher. That can be said. And I love Kendrick. I love Kendrick, and I love Logic, and I am not feeling some of his singles off the new album.
Logic?
But I know I felt that way about. I know, like what? That never happens. But like really, like okay, because I don't want to say anything bad. I'm still sitting with it. I'm still soaking it in. Kendrick's a fucking genius. I'm never gonna deny that. So. I am right now. My view is I need to soak it in and understand.
That's fair. It's still the first week.
Better. But All American Badass is my shit.
I give
that
you.
shit surprised the hell out of me. That album is so fire. It's diverse and man, that's what I'm bumping.
Cool. Yeah, no, I support Badass too. I haven't heard the American Badass, but I heard some of the tracks leading up to it, and he's dope, man. He's dope. He's one of my one of the newer guys as far as like my favorites. That fool's dope.
Yeah.
Joey Badass is dope.
Because I keep seeing people arguing over if Rick Ross or Kendrick had a better album, and I'm like,
hey, fool. That's not, dude. That's not as bad.
I heard Rick Ross's album. There's nothing against, but like,
bro, that's more understandable than I've been seeing a lot of people say like they rather hear Playboi Carti's album.
Yo, I saw 3 comments in my Instagram feed, and I had to zip my mouth shut because I went and listened to it. That shit is trash. Don't ever come at me saying I should listen to the Playboi Carti album when I told you I'm listening to the 7.
Yeah.
And damn, like.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you.
Like, if that's what you into, fine. But like, that's not hip hop.
That's something else, man. It's for the kids, and I don't.
Yeah, it's fine. I like have it, but like, yeah.
I just don't think it's in the same.
Into that, you don't throw that chihuahua into that ring.
The only thing they had in common was it was the same week. They had the same drop date.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only thing they had in common. And yes, Justin, Rick Ross did drop an album. What was it called? I actually heard it's great. I'm just not a Rick Ross guy, but I heard it was.
I heard wondrous reviews, and I didn't hear anything that caught my ear. Nothing stood out to me. But if you're ever wondering what I'm listening to, you just search Freehand Prophet on Spotify, and every week or so I have a new playlist that I put together of what I'm listening to in the studio.
All right, I need to check that out because I follow Justin's. Justin got good. He got good music on his too. So.
Wait, hold on. I want to know what the Young Bucks is listening to. I gotta stay up on that.
I'm gonna probably have to text you his. Oh no, what is it? Creative Outlaws. Hey, Justin, put it in the chat right now, man, so I can give it to Gary. If you're still listening. But yeah, man. Gary, you got me stuck on Spotify, so it's kind of your fault.
No, I'm telling you, iTunes started fucking with my library because my music library was like years and years and too much to sort through. But some of them updates was fucking with my library, so now I'm on Spotify, and it does me right for just about everything I need, and I can just focus on having the stuff on my phone from my personal library that isn't available on Spotify, mixtapes and shit like that.
Here you go, fool. I just sent you. There you go. That's his Creative Outlaws. So creative with no E. In case somebody's listening and wants to follow him, it's creative.
That's creative.
Yeah, he's super creative, right?
I dig it.
It's creative.
Yeah. Outlaws, following, boom, coast. I'm on it.
But yeah, we'll live with Damn a little bit. Let me know what you think next week. I was kind of mixed on it, and I'm gonna talk about it more with Justin later on because he's a big Kendrick fan, and I've been texting him all weekend what I was thinking about it. So now that I had a chance to sit for a couple of days, I want to yap with him about it. But I'm hyped that it came out because I don't know if I told you this yet, Gary, but I'm hyped it came out because. J. Cole recently dropped, Big Sean recently dropped, and Drake recently dropped, even though it was a playlist or whatever that means. But still, everybody that people put in the same category, they all dropped. So I like seeing them all together around the same time.
No, I get that too, and it definitely reflects a shift, and I think that's all right. I don't want to fight against where the music is going. I want the artists to do what they see fit, just like I would expect my fans to respect my moves artistically. And just because it's not what I expected or what I wanted doesn't mean it's not profound. And so I'm just gonna sit with it and let it soak and let it simmer. And it could be 2 weeks, it could be 2 months, it could be 2 years, The great artists, those albums will hit you when it's right.
Yep. I'm with it, man. I'm just hyped about it. But you know me, man. I'm a West Coast guy anyway, so I was already, even if whether I like it or hate it, I was still going to be bumping Kendrick all weekend because I got to support the West Coast. I'm a schoolboy Q fan. I'm waiting for his to drop. That's what I'm excited about. And I'm a huge Vince Staples fan. Like those guys, anything they drop, I'm
I've
all
been
over
listening
it.
to more Vince Staples lately, actually.
That
Yeah,
fool's dope, man. He's my favorite right now. That's my guy.
that's your guy.
But all right, bro.
That's you do.
That's all I got for you today. Thank you. I was gonna bug you too. What's up? You got I saw a couple masks back there. You want to show them off or something? What's up?
Oh yeah.
Or you're not trying to show them off? You don't have to.
I can. I can. These are some that I got to photograph.
Oh snap, dude. Hold it still real quick. That shit is
Yeah, right. Hold
stupid.
on.
There's a DB6.
Maybe if I hold it with 2 hands, it'll hold still.
What's that, DB6?
It is the DV6. Pitbull gas.
Damn, that shit is hardcore.
Sorry, this
Okay.
camera is not where it should be. Let me get it to where it should
Nah, you doing good, man. Booters!
Oh.
What up, Booters?
be. She is like Sasquatch. We used to call her Sasquatch in Imprint. And she just Sasquatches her way through
Yeah,
the
dude,
camera.
she did her shoulder like it and everything. It was dope.
Yeah, exactly. Shoulder slump.
That was
That's my
dope.
beautiful wife. She knows that. Oh, she wants the ball. You don't have to be shy about that. On the clock, baby.
I'm gonna Bigfoot pass.
There you go. Woo!
There she goes. She
Okay.
Bigfoot fast again. They do say that footage of that famous Bigfoot footage is female.
It was a blurry shot too. And so what we got here, bro?
This is in the works right here. This is I'm trying to get a good shot of it, but you know I'm not on a webcam very often, so
Right
forgive
there's
me.
good. Right there's good. You hold it.
Yeah.
Boom.
This is Mad Scientist Yeezy 2 joint.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like Yeezys.
Yes,
not-
indeed.
I don't know them all, but yeah, that shit's dope, dude. That shit is dope. You know I'm liking those sixes though. This is dope too, but
Yeah, the sixes is fine.
dude, it looks like
got
you
some
drew it.
serious stuff works.
It looks like you
What's
drew
that?
it. It looks like a drawing, a Gary drawing.
Oh, DV6?
Yeah.
Well, you know it's based off of the Guerrilla Art Squadron design.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that shit is hard, dude. And then I was already looking at your sketch of the Vader mask over there to your left, I think.
Oh yeah.
I'm spying all your little stuff. I figured if anybody watched the VOD this long, they could get a couple gems.
Yeah. This one right here is the original sketch of my Winston tattoo.
Dude, why did I just saw some Winston pictures last night on my old Samsung.
We're coming up on the 2-year anniversary of his death day on the 22nd.
It was Rocky's birthday a week ago.
Oh, both of them were spring boys, eh? Because yeah, Winston's birthday is May 7th.
Yeah.
He was he almost 12.
And what are you doing with those Air Max? Is that just an old drawing? I don't remember seeing that.
That is it's a sketch of plans that me and the shoe surgeon hopefully we'll get to one day with custom Air Max 90 parts inspired by Jordan 3s with a split tongue like a Gel Light 3.
Bananas.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so the Air Max 90, my favorite shoe, was going to be the Air Max 3, or it was supposed to be the Air Max 3. Jordan 3, my favorite Jordan.
Yeah.
Gel Light 3 is one of my favorite trainers. So I'm like, Holy Trinity, let's do it.
Yeah.
It's on the back burner. It's not gonna be a cheap one. So I think we're gonna take our time with it.
Yeah, I mean the passion projects take a little bit more time. I feel
Yeah.
Gotta do it right.
I got a few other concepts in mind too, though. I'm gonna swap some soles on Jordan 3s on the Air Max 90s. I think I'm gonna do some classic infrareds and some white cements. Swapped.
Yeah, man, fire. Well, let me see him when you do it.
Most definitely,
All right, brother. Well, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I gotta get some grub. I haven't eaten breakfast yet.
Great hanging with you.
All right, for sure, man. If you get a
I'll see
chance,
you, Wednesday.
if you get a chance, I'm jumping on in an hour with Carlos. We're gonna be talking about. I don't know if you know about him. He's a Adobe certified expert. He's gonna be showing me some retouching techniques. So that'll be cool. If you get a chance, check it out. If not, check out the VOD later.
Take it
All
easy,
right, brother. Peace.
Peace.
All right, man. I'm gonna get out of here and get some tacos. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Anybody still on the stream? Good looking out. Thanks for staying with me in the struggle. Justin, you're the best. You're a legend. Justin, I'll see you on Wednesday, bro. You know I'm about to go get some tacos. Michael, I think, fell asleep. But if you watch the video on demand, thank you so much. Hit us up on Twitter. Let us know anything else you might want to see later. All right, peace.